DNA of a human being and a zebra are very different, probably we're not very closely related. So,
Juan Cruz wants to ask a question.
Sorry? Yeah, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, he says that he doesn't understand what amino acid means.
Yeah. Oh my God, that takes several classes to explain. I will explain this when we are talking about food molecules. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, let me do something. Watch this. I'm gonna play with this toy here. Okay. This you don't have to worry about. This shouldn't be here. I don't know why they put it here. Takes several classes to explain what that is. So don't forget it. Don't worry about it. What you do need to know is that you need to know what DNA is. And so let me ask that question. Who does not know what DNA is? Please turn on your mic and say, I don't know what DNA is.
I understood.
Okay, great. So DNA is, just as long as you know that DNA is a code, right? It's the code that every living organism has inside its cells to be able to build a human being, or build a rat, or build a bacteria. I'll talk a little bit about DNA in a few minutes. So, some characteristics. These are anatomy, right? This is the anatomy. So what is anatomy? Is what you look like inside. Anatomy is what you look like inside. And morphology is what you look like outside. All right, so look at this. We know that this animal lives in the ocean. This one flies, and this is us, it's a human being. It walks on Earth. And not a long time ago, we thought we were very different creatures. And we are not. We are very closely related. Whether you like it or not, a bat, an ugly bat, and a human being are very closely related cousins. Look at the anatomy of a bat and the anatomy of a human being. You have this bone, which is the humerus, and the bat has it as well. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers, and the bat has, let me zoom in there, and the bat has the same number of fingers. The only difference is that everything is longer there. The proportions are what changes. So what can we conclude from this? We can conclude, because the structures are so similar in the anatomy of these different animals, that we are very closely related. So we are all put in the same group, which is mammal. Okay. All right. So that is the basic idea. So I need Lola, pick a volunteer, just randomly, please, to read these sentences. I need somebody to read this sentence.
I know, Joaquin.
Okay, thank you. Joaquin, could you please turn on your mic and read these sentences?
I don't know if he's there. I don't read.
Sorry?
Well,
Can I read if you said one? Well, one. The Bional system used to name for its species.
Yeah. Sorry, Joaquin, excuse me. Joaquin, sorry. We pronounce it binomial system. Binomial.
Binomial system used two names for each species: the genus name and the trivial name. A is a group of individuals living in the same habitat that breed together to produce fertile. What is offspring?
Thank you so much for asking. I appreciate you for asking. Okay, here let me explain before I explain that. Let me explain this word. I want to make sure everybody understands what this means. This means reproduce. Okay, that means reproduce. To breed, to reproduce. So this is a very important sentence. Okay, a species is a group of individuals living in the same habitat. Of course, if they can't find each other, they can't reproduce. You know, if somebody lives in China and the other person lives in Norway, how are they going to reproduce? Over the phone? Over Skype? No. So they have to live in the same habitat, right? So in the same neighborhood. So live in the same habitat that breed together to produce fertile offspring. And this means babies. This is babies. Okay? Because
But
there are
what
many
is it
different
called?
words. You know, who are babies? We call babies human offspring. The offspring of humans are called babies. Offspring of cats are called kittens. The offspring of dogs are called puppies. The offspring of cows are called calves. The offspring of pigs are called piglets. You understand?
It's in a general word.
It's a general word, exactly. It's a general word for the babies of any species, offspring. What are the offspring of
Paco, ¿me pasas el control?
of chickens called?
Okay.
Sorry, I don't listen.
What are the offspring of chicken called? Chicks. Correct.
Yeah.
Chicks. The offspring of well, you get the idea. Okay, so now this is very important. Okay, this is the definition. You need to memorize this definition, by the way. So let me use a bright golden color for this. This is very. Oops. Let me highlight this. Okay. This needs to be highlighted. You need to memorize this stuff right there. So, a species is a group of individuals living in the same habitat that breed together to produce fertile offspring. So, in other words, a species is the individuals that can have babies. What I mean by that? It means that if the babies cannot have babies, it's not the same species. So, for example, a horse and a donkey. A horse and a donkey can have sex, can have babies, and we call those babies mules. And the problem is, turn off your mic, please. I'm getting interference here. Can you turn off your mic?
Daniel, it's really laggy.
It's laggy.
Yes.
Yeah, turn off your mics, and turn off your cameras, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, everyone except Lola. Okay, can you hear me better?
Yes.
Okay, so if you have the baby of a donkey and a horse is called a mule. A mule cannot have babies. Okay, let me say that in Spanish. Si ustedes cruzan a un asno con un caballo, producen una mula, y la mula, entonces, ¿es la misma especie? No, porque la mula no puede tener bebés, es infértil. Okay? So it doesn't count. So there has to be a continuum over time, over generations. You have to be able to produce babies.
Like tigers and lions.
Yeah, tigers and I don't know if tigers and lions can have babies. Can they?
Yes.
Oh, can they? Oh, okay.
I think yes.
I didn't know that. I didn't think they could. but maybe in the lab. I don't know. But
Daniel,
yeah.
I remember in a video I saw that a lion and a tiger had a baby and it was called Libre or something like that.
Okay. What was your source? Was it a serious source, or was it just a crazy YouTube video?
No, it was a YouTube video that showed different species that were between two animals that have a baby, and it was like a new species, but it couldn't reproduce.
Perfect. So it's not a new species, right? It's just a freak of nature or a freak of the
Yes,
lab.
it's a bit of nature.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
very good. Okay, so you understand the idea. That's why it says that breed together to produce use this real quick. To produce fertile offspring. Okay. Hopefully everybody understands that. That's critical. Okay, so moving on. Here, well, classification is important in the study of evolution, and the sequence of bases in DNA. Forget this. Okay, the sequence of DNA is used as a more accurate means of classification. Okay, forget this. DNA is used as a more accurate means of classification. All right, so here we are. Questions now. It's the moment of truth. The moment of truth. Let's see if you have been doing your work. I'm going to pick somebody randomly, and the lucky winner is Santino. Santino, please read your answer. Please read your answer for this whole paragraph.
Okay. Wait, please. Here I have. Okay. The system of putting organisms into groups is called classification. The binomial system is used for naming organisms. Each organism has two names. The first is called genus name, and the second is the trivial name. A species is a very similar group of individuals that can breed together and produce fertile offspring. We classify living things on the basis of their shared features.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm going to ask now, Honey, Constanza Rivera, please explain the term binomial
Your
system.
mic doesn't work.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Can I explain it too?
No, Micaela Gonzalez? Mica?
Here,
Okay, can you read your answer for that, please?
The binomial system is used for people not to get confused. It consists on giving organisms two names to avoid confusion.
Okay, that's pretty brief, but that works. That works. Yeah, to help people, right? Okay, good. Finding the scientific names of two plant species and two animal species not mentioned in this topic, I am here now. And write them alongside their common names. Okay, let's see which ones you found. So, Lara, can you please read your answer to that?
Yes. The first one I put horse. I don't know how to say it. I said it wrong.
You put what, sorry? Forest?
Ecus caballus.
Do I have to?
A horse.
Yes, Ecus caballus. Can I say it like that? I don't know how to. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Wolf, Canis lupus, sunflower,
Uh-huh.
Helianthus annuus, and carnivorous plant, Sarrentia shonesi.
How did you find those? Did you just Google scientific? Did you find, I wonder what the name is for this? Or did you just come across those species?
What?
What How did you pick sunflower?
Oh, I just like that flower.
Oh, okay, good for you.
It's my favorite flower.
Oh, is that right? Okay. Well, good for you. Good for you that you looked for the name of something you like. Question 3. In the 18th century, Carl Linnaeus worked out the binomial system of naming living things. Find out about his life and work, and then write a brief biography in your own words. So, Hidalgo, can you please, Salvador, can you read your answer?
I don't do it. I didn't do it.
You didn't do it? Okay, Salvador, that's a -1, okay? For you. Let me explain. When you accumulate these points, those points hurt you. They hurt you because, let's say you have a 6 on the test, and you have a -1, well, that means you've failed that test. It deducts points from your average, okay? So try to keep up with the work next time.
Yes.
Okay, so let's try somebody else. Martina? Yeah, no, sorry.
Me?
Yeah, no, let me try Greta.
Okay.
Greta Di Lulo?
I'm here.
Greta?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
What question was it?
Are you paying attention? Are you with us?
Yes. Well, Linnaeus was born on May 23rd in 1787 in Milan, is it? I'm not sure. Sweden.
I'm gonna listen, Greta. I'm sorry, but your mic's got really bad sound, so I'm gonna switch over to someone else. Okay?
Daniel,
Yeah.
can I say one thing about Carl?
Who is this?
Salva, the one that you said.
I want to pick somebody else, Salvador. I want more students to participate. Okay.
Daniel, continue is telling us that Juan Manuel doesn't have problem to connect to the class.
Juan Manuel.
Yes.
Juan Manuel, what? What's his?
And Joaquin too.
Well, it's a little late. It's a little late to show up and say I'm having problems.
No, but they were in the class and they left because they had some problems.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Let me try Francisco. No, sorry, Joaquin. Juan Cruz. Juan Cruz.
What?
What are you doing, What are you doing, Ferrares? What are you doing?
Oh, really? The number 3?
You're not taking a nap, are you?
What?
You're not taking a nap, are you?
Not.
Okay. Can you read your answer for question 3?
I didn't do it.
Oh my gosh, why not? Oh God. Ferrares. Oh no. Ferrares.
We have to.
Hidalgo, you've been blacklisted. Look at my screen. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
No.
No, you can't see my screen?
In the homework, yes. We have to do this.
Okay, so look at my screen. Can you see what it says there?
Yes.
Blackface.
Okay. Do your homework next time, boys. Alright.
Yes, I made the homework, but the 3 I don't know.
When did you look it up? It's very easy. You can Google anything today. Constanza, please. Oh, please, Constanza, get us out of this rut.
Me?
Yes.
I wrote that Carl Linnaeus was born on May the 23rd, 1707, and died on January the 10th, 1778. That he was born on Sweden and died in the same country. Carl was the first to frame principles for defining natural genera and species of organisms, and to create a uniform system for naming them.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I can move on. Okay, so here I want to get started with a big issue, which is why the hell are we in a quarantine? We are in a quarantine because of viruses. And I want to make damn sure that you understand one thing. Viruses are not living organisms. They are not one of the kingdoms. They don't belong to any of the 5 kingdoms. This is an example of a virus, and as you can see very clearly, it looks more like a spaceship than anything else. And the DNA is contained right there, in that little box right there. That's where the DNA is contained, okay? Now, the DNA, as I said before, is you know what you can think of this. Think of let me tell you in Spanish real quick, okay? Just give your brains a little break, for the love of God. It's been so long. Imagínense una galletita de la fortuna que les dan en los restaurantes chinos de cuando van a cenar. Son unas galletitas que si ustedes abren, tienen adentro un papelito largo, blanco, con algo escrito. Un mensaje, un código, hecho de letras, que dice, vas a vivir 120 años y ser muy feliz. Eso es un código, ¿no? Abres otra galletita, ¡ay, qué bueno! Abres otra galletita de la suerte y te dice, no sé, mañana vas a recibir un ramo de flores, no sé. Ok, entonces, es así. A virus is a little box containing a little message. And you know what's really scary? What's really scary is this. Imagínense una galletita de la fortuna que la abren y hay un mensajito y el mensajito dice, tienes que hacer copias de este mensaje.
Es como que prediste el futuro.
No. Claro, la galletita china. Pero en esta galletita china en particular, el mensaje es, tienes que hacer copias de este mensaje. Entonces vos vas a tu escritorio, cortas un montón de papelitos y escribís, tienes que hacer copias de este mensaje. Y sigues haciendo papelitos que dicen, tienes que hacer copias de este mensaje. Y los pones en galletitas y se los regalas a tus amigos.
Sorry, Daniel, what is telling me that she has problem.
Who?
Coti revela constantemente.
Okay. She has problems. Okay, but everybody else is connected. But sometimes the internet connection fluctuates. So that's what a virus is. Another example to think about it is so this message that the virus has, right, is injected. See, that's the virus. That's the capsule. And so the message is injected. The message is injected here. This is a cell. It could be a human cell. It could be a bacteria. It could be a zebra. It could be anything. A monkey. It could be a bat. Whoever. Whatever. The virus injects the DNA, and the cell doesn't understand, but starts making copies. And that's what kills you eventually. You make so many copies of this DNA that eventually you die. And so that's what this is all about. So I want to make sure that you know what this is. So this is coronavirus. Actually, the name of this virus is this. The name of this virus is SARS-CoV-2. SARS-CoV-2. How are you going to remember that? SARS-CoV.
SARS-CoV-2.
Yeah.
Casi. O
What do we call the
COVID-19.
disease? We call it COVID-19.
SARS.
I want to explain this in Spanish because it's very important these days. Es una cosa hablar de la enfermedad y otra cosa es hablar del virus. ¿Okay? Les voy a dar otro ejemplo. Cuando a ustedes los ataca o los infecta un virus que se llama influenza, se van a poner mal, se van a enfermar, les va a dar fiebre, dolor de cabeza, y a eso le decimos gripe. Tengo la gripe, que es un conjunto de síntomas, una enfermedad. La gripe es una enfermedad y el virus que lo provoca se llama influenza. El HIV es un virus. El HIV es un virus. Y la enfermedad que ese virus produce le decimos SIDA.
Coronavirus.
Entonces, una cosa es hablar de la enfermedad que se produce y otra cosa es hablar del virus que lo produce.
Y el coronavirus.
Entonces, el virus que está produciendo todo este problema hoy en día,
La gripe.
el virus se llama SARS-CoV-2 y la enfermedad le decimos COVID-19. Le estaban diciendo, le estaban llamando el virus de Wuhan, que es el pueblo donde empezó todo en China, pero por fines sociales y políticos, ¿no? Nadie quiere que se asocie el virus a China y a los chinos y a Wuhan, entonces no es políticamente correcto, entonces se le pone este nombre, que es un nombre más o menos en código 19, porque surgió en el año 2019, ¿no? Y co de corona y virus, ¿no? Disease. The coronavirus disease 19. COVID-19.
And why corona?
Corona, because corona is a group, it's a group of, it's a type of virus. And this one in particular is a mutated type. And they think that it's new, that it started in 2019. But there are many other types of coronaviruses, right? It's a group.
Sorry, Daniel.
Like there's a group of mammals, and there's a group of fungi. There's a kingdom of fungi, and so on and so forth. Okay.
And why the number is 19 and no 20?
Because it was discovered in 2019. That's when it started. The whole mess.
And I think I saw that the D is for December because it appeared in December 19.
V for December.
The D. No, the D.
No, I don't know. As I understand it, is disease. Coronavirus disease 19. But it might be. You may be right. I've now that you mention it, I've read different things about it, and you might be right. But I'm pretty sure it's disease.
Daniel, sorry, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Could you explain again why this is called corona?
Because corona is the coronaviruses are a group of viruses. It's a type of virus, and it's like this. The coronaviruses, I'm having problems here getting. The coronaviruses are this type of virus. They look like this. The coronaviruses look like this. See, this one right here is a virus as well. It's a different type of virus. You can see it looks very, very different, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so this is one type of virus, and this is another type of virus. We call this type coronavirus. And SARS, well, it's complicated because SARS is a word for agudo respiratorio. Well, it's words for different things. I just wanted you to understand what that is, okay? So this is a virus, and it's not a living organism. So let's consider this cookie here. This is a fortune cookie, see? It's a capsule. It's a capsule and nothing more. See, it's made of glycoprotein, sugar proteins, and it has proteins everywhere. It does not have the ability to reproduce. It does not have the ability to reproduce. So what? What do you mean it doesn't have the ability? It doesn't. You reproduce it. You reproduce it many millions of times. So you open the cookie, you pull this out, which is the RNA or DNA. They're very similar. See, this is where the code is. This is the little piece of paper. You see, this is the little piece of paper with the instructions that say, "Make copies of me now." So you start making copies of it, and that's what makes you sick. That you make more of the virus, and your body reacts to it. So what kills you actually is the body's immune system responding to all these viruses in your body. Your body is the one that kills. The body kills itself trying to respond to this invasion by the different processes we're not going to discuss today. So the important thing here is this is such an important topic. I wanted to mention it, and it is not a living organism, so it's not part of the 5 kingdoms that we need to discuss. We're going to finish here.
Why do we produce the virus?
Sorry?
Why do we produce the virus?
That's a very good question. Why do we make copies of this virus if it's going to kill us? Because your body, so the virus is very clever, you see. The virus gets inside your cells. It gets inside your cells and tells your cells to make copies. Your cells don't know. Your cells don't recognize that it's something from the outside. Your cell thinks, oh, this is an instruction from inside, and we need to do this. Your cell is just obeying orders. And so one of those instructions may be, for example, let me give you an example. A cell in your head, a cell in your head, in your skin, it constantly receives the instructions of make hair, make hair, make hair, make hair, make hair, make hair. So you're always, all the time making hair, right? You have to cut your hair every once a month or every 2-3 months. So those cells have the instruction and follow the instruction, make hair. Now, imagine you were to put an instruction in those cells that say, I don't know, make fingernail. So those cells will start making fingernail, which would be very strange. Or if you put another instruction that says make copies of this coronavirus, and the cells will do that. So it's not the cells in your hair, in your head that do that. The coronavirus gets inside your soldiers, gets inside your white blood cells, and tells them to make copies.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So that is like where I'm going to wrap it up. I do want to mention very quickly though this concept of kingdoms. Okay, right here we have a bacteria. Okay, bacteria are living organisms. They do reproduce. So this is an example of bacteria. These are bacteria. They're much, much bigger. So imagine that an ant was a virus. Your house would be a bacteria. So bacteria are much, much bigger. Okay, they look very simple, but they're much bigger and very complex. Okay, so this right here are different kinds of bacteria. You may recognize some of these. But Bacillus Streptobacilli, Streptococcus, Diplococco, right? Depending on how they are grouped together, they have different names and the shape they have. So this is a kingdom, the kingdom bacteria. And this is how life began on Earth. So they're the most primitive and the most simple, but they're very abundant. Kingdom bacteria. This is a tongue. This is a photograph of a human tongue. And look, this is a bacteria. Your tongue is filled with bacteria. And never mind early in the morning. When you get up in the morning, boy, there is a feast of bacteria in your mouth because they've been reproducing throughout the night. But your body kills them. Your stomach kills them when you swallow saliva, and so you don't have to worry. Okay, but your tongue is an entryway. It's a gateway into your body. That's why the coronavirus loves your nostrils and loves your mouth, because that's a good way to get into your body, right? This kingdom. Huh?
We have just a minute.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'm about to wrap it up here. So this is the kingdom fungi. Do not forget, never say that a fungus is a plant. I will break your knees with a hammer if you do that. Okay? I will pound your knees with a hammer. You'll never be able to walk again if you say that a fungus is a plant.
Ok, deja de hablar porque estoy grabando esto.
fungi do not produce their own food. They don't have chlorophyll. As a matter of fact, this fungus is killing this tree. This fungus is dissolving the tree and feeding from the tree. They are mortal enemies. Plants and fungi are very frequently enemies. Here's another situation like that one. One kingdom fighting another kingdom. This fungus is attacking this tree, is dissolving the tree. It's feeding on the tree because it needs food and it gets it from the plant. Beautiful fungus, huh? Look at that color. God, that's a beautiful fungus. Okay, so that's another kingdom, and these are examples of different types of species in the kingdom. This very nasty photograph is the picture of a fungus. It's called pie de atleta, athlete's foot. So some of you girls who play hockey or
Mejor no
boys
lo
who play
mires.
rugby, maybe you got some of the fungus between your toes when you were taking a shower in the lockers at the gym or the wherever you go do your sports, right? And so this is a fungus this fungus is attacking this piece of wood. This fungus is attacking your dead cells, your dead skin, and it's living and thriving and is very happy to be here between your toes. This is a fungus on bread. Okay, another fungus, another fungus. This is a fungus on bread. Okay, the fungus that you see on your bread is like this. This is a microscope, obviously, but you can see these threads. That's the bread. See, all of this yellow stuff is the bread, and the fungus is very happy to live here, feeding off of the bread, which is organic material, and it's producing a lot of spores, which will be the future babies, future. More fungi, one kingdom, another. And there is where I stop because I will start with arthropods next week. On Friday, I want you to do 1.3, which I will be posting up on the Google Classroom. 1.3 is what you need to read and do on Friday. On next Tuesday, we will have a class about arthropoda and about the vertebrates. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Any questions, you guys? Any questions for me?
No.
No. Okay. I wanted to ask you: are there any other teachers using presenting like I am? Is this working for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Presenting.
Who is? Sorry.
Many teachers are presenting their computer.
Okay, through the computer. Okay. Which software do you happen to know? Which software they're using?
Meet, Google Meet.
Google Meet, but are they using interactive photographs and pens and drawing and stuff?
No.
No.
The teachers don't draw like you, like
They record themselves.
Oh, they're sending you recordings.
Yes.
Okay, so they're not doing this kind of stuff with this kind of technology.
No.
Okay, all right. Does that help?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, we'll continue using then. I'll try to use as much as I can photographs because I know photographs help understand things. Okay. All right, everybody, you did really well. Thank you so much for your patience, your time. Thank you for being there. And I know it's hard times for everyone. We got to beat coronavirus. We sure will eventually, and get back to class. You'll be able to see your friends again. I'll see you then next Tuesday for another class, which I promise will be shorter. Okay?
Okay.
All right, bye, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Y acá nos despedimos.
Bye.